After that abysmal Raptors performance in the fourth quarter to heartbreak us all, we gotta end this night on a positive note, and we go to Leafland for that. Going in today, we hear Leafs and Jets, and we're like, oh my god, over under three and a half fights. Like, that's just what we've been seeing. Well, no Wayne Simmons in the lineup, no Logan Stanley, and we're like, no fireworks then. And that was exactly the case. No fireworks in the game when it comes to the physical rough and tough stuff. But the Leafs go out there, and they win it 4-1 over the Winnipeg Jets, 3-1 with an empty netter. And have now won back-to-back games and improved down to 28-11-7 on the season. Let's break this puppy down. First period, Winnipeg definitely outplays the Leafs. The neutral zone was a disaster for the Leafs. Their entries into the Leafs defensive zone was way too easy. And when they were in the Leafs zone, they were cycling it. They were just moving the puck around, getting quality chances. But Ilya Samsonov made some incredible stops in the first period. We talked about it in the last video, guys. We said how when Samsonov came in, made 11 stops and how, stabled the fort when Matt Murray left the game against Florida, and the Leafs were able to come back and win that game, you knew Samsonov was going to get the nod today. And he did. And he was phenomenal in that first period, making 16 saves and some high-grade difficulty chances for the Winnipeg Jets. And Samsonov stops them all. 16-6 in the first period in favor of Winnipeg. And we hear in the intermission, right, Justin Hall's talking to, I can't remember who it was who was interviewing him. But he was like, we got to figure out that neutral zone stuff, basically. And it's like, we got to close that up and make it a lot harder for them to get through. So, in the second period, 8 seconds in, right off the ensuing face-off. I got the video here. Matthews wins the face-off, pushes it back to Riley. Riley bounces it off the boards to Matthews. Goes, whoop, see ya, Scheifele. And he walks in and beats Hellebuck 5-hole. Oh, baby! What a goal from Austin Matthews. 8 seconds in to the second period. And the Leafs have a 1-0 lead. After getting dominated in the first period and talking about how they need to improve in the second period, it takes just 8 seconds to get the Buds on the board and to give them an early lead. Lots of hockey to play, though. Just over 3 minutes after that. Michael Bunting, Willie Nylander, and Austin Matthews coming down like on a 3-on-2. And that's a pretty good indication that the Leafs might dominate this possession. And Bunting has the puck. And he kind of backhand sauces to the middle of the ice, thinking Matthews is going to charge right to the net and maybe get a piece of this. Doesn't. You see Bunting go like, I thought you were, okay. But doesn't stop the play. Bunting goes around the net, pins his guy to the boards, wins the puck battle, centers the puck on a backhand, and it finds Austin Matthews, and he goes bar down, baby. A multi-goal game for Austin Matthews. Gorgeous feed from Bunting. Nylander grabs his secondary assist. By the way, Bunting had the secondary assist on the first goal. Or maybe he got a piece of that one. Riley, no, yeah, he must have had the primary assist because he must have got a piece of it before Matthews picked it up off the boards. So it was Matthews from Bunting and Riley at 8 seconds, and then Matthews from Bunting and Nylander at 3:47. And the Leafs had a 2-0 lead less than 5 minutes into the second period, and you could tell that they'd figure something out. Nothing was getting through the neutral zone for the Winnipeg Jets whenever they were getting into the Leafs' end. It was one shot on net, and then the Leafs broke it out, did a really nice job with their breakout in that second period, getting the puck out of the zone and transferring it to the offensive zone and controlling play. And I thought they did a phenomenal job in that second period. And over midway through, Rasmus Sandin gets a tripping penalty. And I'm like, that's just pitiful, man. How did, as Sheldon Keefe said, if you watch the replay, he's like, how do you think our guy ended up on the ice? Well, he ended up on the ice because he got tripped in the first place. Blake Wheeler gets his stick right under his skates, trips him up, he's down, and then I think it was Pierre-Luc Dubois falls over top of Rasmus Sandin, but Rasmus Sandin gets the penalty. Oh, the Leafs always get the calls. Yeah, well, it was pretty evident that wasn't the case there. So it was a missed call, but I understand it looks like he tripped him, whatever, it doesn't matter. They get a power play. Not long, though. It doesn't take very long. Mitch Marner, what does he do? Stops him in the neutral zone, turns the puck over, goes the other way, Leafs got a 2-on-1. It's Marner and David Camp. And look, listen. I'm watching this game, I'm watching this play, and I see Marner coming down on a 2-on-1. We all know Marner loves to pass the puck, but I'm thinking, Marner, shoot the damn puck. I love David Camp, but he's the last guy I want coming down on a 2-on-1 with you. And Marner grips it, rips it, goes far side, top corner. Woo! Gorgeous shot from Mitch Marner. Short-handed goal. The hockey gods gave it to the Leafs there, and they are now up 3-0 over the Winnipeg Jets. After 2 periods of play, 10-10 in shots. Meanwhile, to this point, Samsonov's allowed nothing on 26 shots. He's been outstanding. And then we go into the third period, and the Leafs take 2 careless penalties. Timothy Liljegren with a puck over glass. Was that that one? No, one was a too many men, where they had like 6 dudes on for a good 10 seconds. It was pretty obvious. And then Giordano gets a tripping penalty. It's as blatantly obvious as a tripping penalty can get. He had the stick literally right in the dude's skate. And like wedged in there, it couldn't move. So those are 2 penalties, and they had a 2-minute advantage for about 1:20. And I think they got 10-15 seconds left in the power play, and Kyle Connor with a wire slap shot. I would have loved to see Samsonov stay on his feet there to make that stop. But again, he said in his post-game interview, he had no idea where the puck was. But I'm like, if that's the case, I don't want you I don't want you down, right? I want you to be big. But either way, they score on the 5-on-3. Kyle Connor scores 4 minutes into the third period. And we're like, okay, they still have a power play for about a minute here. Things could get a little interesting. They don't score on that. The Leafs settle the game down really nicely. And then Giordano from right in front of his own cage fires all the way down to the ice. And into the empty net. Engvall and Kerfoot grabs the assist on that goal at 17:33 of the third period. And the Leafs win it 4-1 over the Jets. You know a crazy number, Leaf fans, that I want to bring up to you? Because I was looking at it while this game was going on, and I'm watching the Leafs up 3-0 on the Jets, and I'm like, man, the Jets are leading their division. And I understand, they're not a bad team, don't get me wrong. But the Leafs have now, they won 4-1 in both games against the Jets this year. So I'm like, geez, is their division really that bad? And I looked at it. If you look at the Boston Bruins, the Leafs, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Carolina Hurricanes, the New Jersey Devils. Those are 5 teams in the Eastern Conference, right? Well, if any of those teams were in the West, they'd be leading the entire conference. So if you look at the overall standings, the Bruins, the Hurricanes, the Leafs, the Devils, the Lightning, the top 5 teams in the NHL are in the Eastern Conference. It's wild. Incredible. And the Leafs, they're third in the league. We can talk about how the teams grab, people love to yap the Leafs. We're third in the NHL in points. You can't complain too much, right? Key players in the game, Austin Matthews had 2 goals. Good to see him get a multi-goal game. Michael Bunting had 2 assists. And let me stick on Ilya Samsonov. Had a goal on 37 shots. He was remarkable from start to finish. Just incredible. I didn't realize, Leaf fans, his home road splits remind me of Drew Hutchison 2015 numbers, right? Remember when Drew Hutchison was his numbers at home were ridiculous, and his road numbers were absolutely atrocious. It's kind of the same with Samsonov. He has not lost a regulation game at home. I probably just jinxed it, but 12-0-1 on home ice this season. Tells you what the road numbers look like, right? It's pretty bad. So I'd like to see him do a little bit better on the road. Kind of give us those massive splits where you kind of just don't want to play him on the road, but you're going to have to. And I think, look, with his play tonight, the way he came in for Matt Murray, you give him the next game, and that's Montreal on Saturday night in Montreal at 7 o'clock. I don't care where Montreal is in the standings. I don't care what their record is. I don't care who's in net. It is Toronto, Montreal. You're going to get their best punch no matter what. We've seen it year after year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Quickly, shots on goal. 12-11 Winnipeg in the third period, so 38-27 for the game. Whatever, Leafs won 4-1. Special teams-wise, they were 1 for 4 on their power play. The Leafs only had the 1 power play and did not score on it. So those were the special teams battles there. All right, but we also scored a shorthanded goal, so very important stuff there from Mitch Marner. And we move on as I mentioned, the Leafs are at the Bell Center in Montreal on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Gonna be a good one. I'm guessing would they go back to Matt Murray? I don't know. I know the home road splits for Samsonov, but I kind of want to see him out there in a road game. He's put really good performances back-to-back time. Basically 2 periods against Florida, and then the 3 periods today against Winnipeg Jets. 2 offenses that are pretty damn good. And Samsonov's done he's shut the door. They're really nice. I'd like to see him against Montreal, but again, who the heck knows what's going to happen with the goaltending in Sheldon Keefe. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the W this evening, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like? From today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Twitter and Instagram links are down in the description. So follow, send me a DM. Do like great stuff. The Discord link is down below as well, so join up that. And I will talk to you guys on Saturday, Raptors edition, as they host the Boston Celtics at 5 o'clock. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. And as for the Leafs, they look for their 3rd consecutive win as they head to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. 7 o'clock puck drop there on Hockey Night in Canada. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.